Thank you for joining me to learn more about PALS-K. Throughout this presentation, please consider whether you think this screening tool is the answer to our universal screening challenges in kindergarten. Research has demonstrated that phonological awareness skills in specific areas are key indicators of future reading success, and that early intervention is impactful when it comes to supporting struggling readers. Research has also identified key variables that help identify students who are most likely to experience difficulties with reading achievement. These skills are divided throughout the PALS screenings in developmentally appropriate ways, as you can see on this slide. PALS-K is the screening tool designed to support 5-year-old kindergarten students, equivalent to the SK students in Ontario. Targeted skills at this level include alphabetic knowledge, knowledge of letter sounds, and more, all at developmentally appropriate levels. There is also a Spanish version of this tool, which is not a translation, but a true literacy assessment for Spanish, so that data can be obtained about ELL students whose first language is Spanish. The PALS-K program should be administered by the classroom teacher, as the data obtained is meant to inform instruction, and the teacher is the educator who knows the students best. Fall and spring screenings are required with the option of mid-year assessments. Data must be entered into PALS system during specific windows. There is a 4-week window to meet the deadlines for data reporting, and each class should complete the screening within 10 days of starting it. The screening tasks can be completed individually or in groups, depending on the student and the task. Data is inputted into the online assessment wizard while the student is performing the measures and will automatically adapt as the scores are entered to meet the needs of the students. Once data is entered into the PALS system, icons appear to identify students who need literacy intervention because they are achieving below the benchmark for competency. Specific task scores are highlighted in red if support in those specific skills is needed. In addition to the information from the universal screening scores, there are quick checks available for each of the skills to be used for intervention and progress monitoring purposes. It is suggested that progress monitoring is performed every 2 to 3 weeks to provide time for student growth in targeted areas. Moderate to high correlations among PALS-K subtests, for example, the correlation between alphabet recognition and letter sound knowledge was 76 hundredths, and similar patterns were found with respect to children's performance on letter sound knowledge and spelling. Predictive validity was determined to be 80% when examining the extent to which children's PALS-K summed scores collected in fall compared to the reading scores in the Kindergarten Stanford Achievement Test and with the Virginia State Standards Test for Reading. The sensitivity was determined to be 95% of the total kindergarten sample being accurately classified. PALS-K is broad-based because it measures all 4 dimensions associated with later reading achievement: phonological awareness, alphabet knowledge, concept of word, and grasping phoneme correspondence. If you want to learn more about the importance of multivariate screening batteries like PALS-K, please refer to the Bridge and Katz article from 2011 on the reference page. Please take a moment to look over the pros and cons of PALS-K. So what do you think? Is PALS-K the answer to our needs for universal screening in kindergarten? I think that there are many positive elements to this screening tool, but also some challenges. I wonder whether the data that is submitted prior to the school year regarding student information and teacher accounts are easily adapted for changes. I do like that parts of the screening can be conducted in groups to save time and weed out the students who do not need as much support, and that the group screenings may also be completed individually if needed. The ease of collecting and analyzing data is definitely a positive and a step toward informed, data-based instructional decisions and differentiation. I really appreciate that the skills are developmentally appropriate and evidence-based with progress monitoring measures readily available to make early intervention easily accessible to teachers. I really like that there is an authentic ELL version and wonder how difficult it would be to adapt it in French for Canadians and or other languages to meet the needs of our Canadian mosaic. I like that follow-up training is provided to support teachers with instructional decisions and wonder if there could be a way to have classroom follow-ups to the progressive monitoring components. I do like that the screening tools and lesson plans can be integrated with more balanced literacy programs. However, I wonder whether teachers would actually take the time to move past the scripted lessons to create a rich literacy learning environment that includes comprehension and critical thinking components, such as students making choices on their reading texts, making predictions, retelling, and making connections with the text. Since the screening is a first step toward true differentiated instruction where teachers are supported with professional development as part of the program, I am optimistic. In fact, I am looking to see if there is something similar in Ontario with the online entry and quick data analysis included to help implement RTI in our kindergarten classrooms.